not to be beaten by the weather. And I mean, look at it today. It is glorious. Decided to come back to Troup Head for a sequel, for a second day. The weather is glorious, and probably the biggest draw to bringing us back to this area is that there's been orca sightings up and down the coast in the early hours of this morning and through the course of this morning. So you never know, you never know. We've looked from so many times before, we may bring you some orca, which would be just fantastic, wouldn't it? So we're back again, back to see all the splendours of Troup Head in much better conditions than we saw them in yesterday. And I've actually brought the tripod this time and my camera strap, and I'm prepared and I'm ready for whatever should present itself. So come along for the journey and see what I see. Wow, what a difference today is from yesterday. Yesterday I couldn't have stood here because the wind was that strong. I was at risk of being blown off the edge of the cliff. Also, having the tripod, which you can see with me today, has made a huge difference. It's allowing me to have that creative aspect to my photography, which I really enjoy doing. So I've got, I want to say, thousands of photographs of gannets in flight. So I'm at a new location. I've got really calm conditions today. There's barely a breeze, and the gannets are flying at around eye level because we're halfway down the head. If I just turn that around there, you can see Troup Head sticking right away up, and I'm halfway down. So that means that they're coming at around at eye level. So what I'm going for at the moment is a really slow shutter speed, and I'm trying to photograph them as they're moving, so I've got movement in the land behind them, but the bird is absolutely pin sharp. Now you've got to get that when the bird is just soaring. It can't be moving its wings at all, or you're going to get movement in the wings, unless of course that's something that you're going for. But it really is an opportunity to just be a little bit creative. At the same time, I've got the Fulmars. They're also doing that loop round and round and round in the headland, so I'm able to track those and experiment with those in exactly the same way. They predominantly have stiff wings, but they do have a tendency to flap them a little bit more than the gannets do, so I've just got to be a bit mindful of that as I'm taking the shots. Obviously, with all slow shutter speed, you're going to have to accept that there's going to be an element of failures, so I'm taking lots and lots of shots, and I'll be looking for the ones that attack sharp amongst those, and hopefully I get a couple. But it's really nice. It's something a bit different than I would do normally when photographing seabirds. Cap is switched back and we are ready for business. So we've shifted now to, we've come right to the cliff edge, and we've just sat right on the cliff edge. You can see we're just right on the edge there, and I would say this is one of the things that makes it so vastly different from Bempton. You have to leave Bempton Reserve to get an experience like this, and often the places where you can get experience, you've not got the gannet literally at your feet. Whereas at Troup Head here, obviously with there being no fences and no platforms, and certainly not the numbers of tourists that Bempton gets, it does afford you these kind of moments of just complete mindfulness. And it is beautiful weather. We've got the beautiful sounds of nature. I'm just enjoying every second of it. So I've moved around just ever so slightly around the headland, and every nook and cranny you come to is just yet more gannets. There's absolutely thousands of them. And then what's quite nice in this particular little bay that we've got here is that the fulmar are nesting in amongst the little nooks and crannies. We've also got lots of kittiwake, and the kittiwake are now circling just below me, so I'm able to get some photographs of the kittiwake as they're passing through this area. And kittiwake's a really, really beautiful, underrated bird, often overlooked. But they've got a really, really fascinating ruby red eye, which really makes them stand out amongst the gulls. But they are an absolutely beautiful little bird. And we've just got so many of them. And as I've always said, when you come to places like this, it's really easy to become overwhelmed. You know, there's so many birds for you to photograph, so many different subjects, that you can kind of become overwhelmed with what you're looking at. So pick out subjects, track them, and more than anything, perhaps spend just 10 minutes just watching. Take your eye away from the camera and just watch and see what's happening in front of you. And from that, you'll be able to pick out some of the patterns that the birds are taking, and that's going to give you the best opportunity for a photograph. There's lots of different things to be able to photograph here as well. We're getting some of the auks here, so I can see some razorbills, I can see guillemot down on the rocks below. So a real kind of myriad of bird life that's at our feet, and they're all actively busy, nest building, bringing food back, laying eggs, everything that you'd expect, which is just fantastic to watch. I'm just going to pause the video for 1 second to bring you some very last minute information, and that is we only have one place, just one place available to come and join us in Kenya photographing the amazing animals that Africa has got to offer. So if you want that final place, get in the description to this video, have a look at the link, get on board, it's not too late, come and join us in Kenya. Always amazes me, you move the shortest of differences and the scenery changes significantly. Just look at this. So now I've got a really beautifully lit cliff face with thousands of gannets on it, guillemot, razorbill, the occasional puffin, fulmar, all in beautiful light. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here watching and see if I can't rustle up a few photographs. Move down the cliff, what I'm constantly looking for is the flowers along the cliff edge. So there's some beautiful, which I think are sea campion, the pink flowers just over to my right here. And a fulmar has landed on a ledge, and I'm able to shoot through the pink flowers at the fulmar, and it's creating quite a nice pink vignette around the subject. So always be mindful of the foreground that you've got in front of you, and where possible you might be able to utilise that to improve your photograph, so that you've not just got a subject in its entirety, you're obscuring some of it with the foreground. It's a really, really nice way to photograph. And today's just been about that, lots and lots of experimentation, playing with the foregrounds, playing with my backgrounds, playing with my settings, and giving me lots of different variety in my photographs. And all the time, I don't know if you can hear it, there is a skylark that is just constantly rising up in front of us in the cliff and then parachuting down and singing as he's parachuting down, which is creating really nice opportunities, although incredibly challenging to photograph that skylark as it's dropping out of the sky. Well, that's it from the cliffs of RSPB Troup Head, here in the northeast of Scotland. What an incredible day it's been. Standing here surrounded by the cries of gannets and the graceful glide of fulmars. You can't help but feel a deep respect for the power and beauty of nature. When you watch these birds dive, soar and nest along these rugged cliffs, you're reminded that this isn't just a place to visit, it's a thriving home, a living community, shaped over thousands of years by wind, sea and sky. Every call, every wing beat tells a story of survival, of migration and of connection to the wild. I hope that through my lens today, I've been able to share even a small part of that magic with you. The flash of gannets' wings in the sunlight, the effortless glide of a fulmar, the sheer drama of these cliff faces, that drop away into the North Sea. If you've enjoyed this journey, please give the video a like. It really helps me bring you more of these wildlife adventures. And if you're new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss the next trip. I've got some exciting locations lined up and I can't wait to share them with you. More importantly, if you ever get the chance, come and see Troup Head for yourself. Bring your camera, your binoculars or just your curiosity. Support the RSPB and other conservation groups working tirelessly to protect places like this, because without them, scenes like today might one day just be a memory. From the stunningly beautiful RSPB Troup Head, until next time, ta-ra!